Did you know there once lived a gorilla who could speak with humans using sign language? Who adored kittens, loved a good laugh, and could grasp concepts like sorrow, humor, and even death? What if I told you that this remarkable gorilla left the world with a haunting message, one that echoes louder with each passing year? This is the story of Luma, a gorilla who forever changed how we see animal intelligence and ourselves. On July 4th, 1971, while fireworks lit up American skies, a baby gorilla was born at Cascade Wildlife Park. Her given name was Hanabi Lumi, or Fireworks Child in Japanese. But she would become known to the world simply as Luma. No one at the time could have guessed that this tiny, frail gorilla would one day become a symbol of interspecies communication. Luma's start in life wasn't easy. As a newborn, she suffered a severe illness and was separated from her mother for urgent treatment. By the time she recovered, her mother no longer recognized her and rejected her outright. Alone and scared, Luma was moved into a cage with unfamiliar gorillas. Her only solace came in the form of a plush toy gorilla, which she hugged tightly, treating it like a surrogate mother. Her earliest days were filled with confusion and longing. Before she found a permanent home, Luma lived in a small, sterile enclosure with few distractions. Her world was quiet, empty, but fate had plans for her that would change everything. In 1972, a young graduate student from Redridge University named Dr. Elise Marlowe began her PhD research on animal cognition. Her goal? To teach a gorilla to communicate using American Sign Language. At the time, gorillas were considered far less intelligent than chimpanzees or orangutans. Many also saw them as brutish and volatile, making them unpopular subjects for close study. But Elise believed otherwise. The beginning was difficult. Most instructors teaching sign language use physical guidance, manipulating the students' hands to form each sign. But Luma resisted touch. She didn't trust easily. So Elise adapted. She began holding up an object, demonstrating the sign again and again, waiting patiently. Slowly, Luma responded. Her first sign was for drink. She touched her lips with one finger, her other fingers curled in. From that tiny spark, a flame began to grow. Unlike chimpanzees, who often learn through mimicry, Luma learned independently. She didn't just copy, she thought. She even invented her own signs when she didn't know the right one. Sometimes, she would sign to herself, quietly, as if thinking out loud, just like a human child reflecting on a thought. Within a year, her vocabulary blossomed. By age 3, Luma had mastered around 200 signs. And she didn't just name things, she commented on them, felt emotions about them. Shown a photo of a gorilla bathing, something she hated, Luma signed, "I cry." When she saw a horse with a bit in its mouth, she signed horse sad teeth. Her sense of humor began to emerge too. Once, she called herself a good bird and said she could fly, then laughed and signed joke. Another time, after tugging Elise's hair mischievously, she signed sorry while grinning. These weren't mere tricks. They were evidence of what scientists call theory of mind. The ability to understand that others have thoughts and feelings different from your own. Luma's creativity shone through her unique vocabulary. When she didn't know a word, she invented one using existing signs. A ring became finger bracelet, a mask, a hat. Ice cream was cold candy. She once signed drink no when peering into an empty cup. When she saw a swan, she invented the term waterbird. Nobody had taught her that. She made the connection herself. Some critics claimed Dr. Marlowe was merely training Luma like a circus animal. But that theory unraveled quickly. Luma used sign language when she was alone, speaking to her dolls. She even tried to communicate with cats, birds, and once, a vacuum cleaner. Her IQ, estimated through various cognitive tests, ranged between 70 and 90, staggering for a gorilla. Luma also painted. Her drawings, often of toys or the animals around her, were compared to the art of a human 4-year-old. And she wasn't alone. Luma had a companion, Milo, a male gorilla who also learned to sign. Later, they were joined by another gorilla, Duma, and together, they became the first group of animals capable of meaningful communication using a human language. And Luma? She wasn't shy about expressing herself. When Milo once ripped the leg off her favorite doll, she angrily signed, "Dirty bad toilet." One of the most endearing chapters of Luma's life was her deep affection for kittens. For her 13th birthday in 1984, she made a very special request. She wanted a kitten as a present. Her caregivers brought in several stray kittens for her to meet. Luma examined each one carefully, gently touching their tiny heads. In the end, she chose a small, tailless gray kitten. She named him Pebble. From the moment she cradled Pebble, Luma treated him as if he were her own baby. She carried him gently on her broad back, cuddled him tenderly, and even tried to nurse him, careful not to harm her fragile friend. Sadly, that same year, tragedy struck. Pebble escaped from the enclosure and was struck by a passing vehicle. The news devastated Luma. She sat in a stunned silence when she was told, her great brow furrowed in thought. Then, she began making soft, mournful sounds, gorilla moans of loss. She signed sad and bad, and pressed her hand to her cheek, the sign for sleep. Again and again, she signed sleep cat, as if trying to understand that her dear friend had gone to sleep forever. For days, Luma refused to play. She lost her appetite and withdrew from her caretakers, signing sad over and over. It was a grief that echoed deeply, touching everyone who witnessed it. Over the years, Luma adopted more kittens, each one a testament to her gentle spirit. She named them Mist and Shadow, cherishing them as she had Pebble. On her 44th birthday, she was given 2 new kittens. She named them Whiskers and Ash, their names a sweet nod to their dark fur. Videos of the towering gorilla softly petting her tiny feline friends melted hearts around the world. People were amazed and touched by the sight of such a massive creature showing such tender love. Luma wasn't just intelligent. She was also full of quirky personality. She had an odd fascination with the human chest, often signing curious questions about it to her caregivers. In 2005, 3 of her caregivers even filed a complaint, claiming they were pressured to comply with Luma's unique request, which she expressed clearly in sign language. It was a curious chapter of her life, one that showed how complex and sometimes confounding the minds of our animal cousins can be. By the time she was 19, Luma had passed the mirror self-recognition test, a feat only a few non-human animals can achieve. When she saw her reflection, she didn't see another gorilla, she saw herself. She would often sit, gazing into the mirror as if lost in thought. Luma loved stories. Her favorite bedtime tale was The 3 Clever Monkeys, which she'd request again and again, signing the title with a delighted grin. She adored movies, too, especially A Cup of Moonlight, a gentle film about friendship. Emotional scenes would move her deeply. She'd turn away during sad parts, not wanting to see them. The film Lost Valley, with its roaring dinosaurs, scared her so much she refused to touch her toy dinosaurs for weeks afterward. As her fame spread, Luma became a global sensation. Her photograph cuddling Pebble was featured on the cover of Wildlife Explorer magazine, a powerful image that captured her tenderness and intelligence. Celebrities came from far and wide to meet her. One of the most touching visits was from comedian Tobin Hartwell. They formed an instant connection. Luma playfully tried on Tobin's glasses and signed funny while tugging at his hair. Whenever Luma saw Tobin on TV, she signed his name and beamed with joy. When he passed away in 2014, Luma was inconsolable. She walked slowly around her enclosure, her head bowed, signing cry and sad again and again. Her caregivers at the Great Plains Primate Sanctuary, which had become her final home, said she refused to eat for hours that day. Her grief was quiet, but unmistakable. Luma didn't just master sign language. She learned to use a computer that displayed symbols and played back words. She could type out messages, choose from menus, and even draw using a stylus. Her simple sketches showed her favorite toys and scenes from her day. She even learned to play musical instruments. A harmonica, toy flutes, and a small recorder became her tools of expression. Scientists were stunned in 2012 when they watched Luma blow carefully into a recorder and produce musical sounds, something once thought impossible for gorillas. One of the most fascinating and chilling aspects of Luma's intelligence was her understanding of death. One day, a caregiver showed her a plastic skeleton and asked if it was alive. Luma signed dead. When asked where dead gorillas go, she signed sleep whole and blew a soft, final kiss. She even asked her own questions about death, once signing whose skull when shown a replica of a gorilla skull. When told it was a gorilla's, she quietly signed dead gorilla, a profound moment of awareness. These glimpses into her mind left everyone who met her humbled and awed. As Luma grew older, her life took on a new dimension. She wasn't just a scientific marvel. She became a symbol of the connection between humans and the wild. She would sometimes sign, "Luma love Earth, Luma love animals." And once, in a moment that sent chills through her caregivers, she signed, "Nature watching. Help Earth." It was as if she had taken on the voice of the forest itself, urging humans to protect what she loved. In her later years, Luma faced the inevitable challenges of aging. Arthritis slowed her movements, and she developed respiratory issues that made her breathing labored. Yet, even as her body weakened, her spirit remained strong. On the evening of June 19th, 2018, Luma passed away peacefully in her sleep, just weeks before her 47th birthday. The staff at the Great Plains Primate Sanctuary said she had spent a calm day, surrounded by the people and animals she loved. There was no sign of struggle, just a gentle passage into a final rest. Around the world, people mourned her loss. Tributes poured in. Artists painted her portrait, musicians wrote songs inspired by her story, and scientists gave lectures about what she had taught them. The sanctuary released a statement. Luma's legacy will live on, forever changing how we understand the intelligence, emotions, and dignity of our animal kin. In her final days, Luma signed a message that seemed to come from deep within her heart, a message that many believe is meant for all of us. I am gorilla. I am flowers. I am animals. I am nature. Man Luma love Earth. Luma love, but man stupid. Luma cry. Fix Earth. Help Earth. Nature watch you. Thank you. It was a haunting call for compassion and respect, a reminder that our choices ripple out into the lives of every living creature on this planet. Even as she faded from this world, Luma left behind a powerful echo of hope, a testament to what can happen when two worlds, human and animal, come together in trust, patience, and love. Did Luma's incredible journey move you as much as it moved us? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, subscribe to our channel for more amazing animal stories. Thank you for joining us to honor the legacy of Luma. Let's keep her spirit alive by caring for the earth and all its creatures.